and helping us study what teams are doing in short yardage, both offensively and defensively, and that group of guys and ladies over there in that department have done a great job of kind of utilizing who we are and what we could be and how to get those things better. So we're excited about that.
What did analytics uncover? Was it a matter of not your guys not winning enough one-on-one battles?
It's a mix of a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things that factored into certain things. I mean, there's a couple third downs where people just fell down last year. I mean, there's nothing you can do necessarily about that. But at the end of the day, we feel that our third down short yardage plan is going to be much better, and we're excited to operate that once the season starts. Yeah. Yep.
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing? Pretty good.
So,
Hey, good to see you. I'm Phil.
He's the new guy in the room. Does he have a nickname yet?
I think on the board his name's Dad, but I'm not 100% positive.
Dad?
Yeah, or Pops. It's one of those.
Is he the? He's not the old guy in the room, is he?
No, but he has been before, so I think that he just carried that one over. I think that. Well, Shatley's definitely the oldest in the room.
Right.
So yeah, but Shatley's Shat, so he's not changing his name to Dad.
How do you make sure that a guy like Luke Warner doesn't get rattled or lose his confidence when you bring in competition like Mitch for a spot?
You know, at the end of the day, it's our job to foster competition. So if he's good with competition, like that's what we're looking for. I think that the offensive line as a whole does a good job of connecting with one another and helping each other with that. And at the end of the day, you know, Mitch is at a point in his career where he's still playing really good football, but he could help younger players develop. Not just Luke, but Cooper Hodges and Vaughn and Stephen Jones and the young guys. I think that a guy like Mitch really helps bring the unit together even more. So I don't, Luke has handled this like a pro. He's done a great job, and we all have to play better. We all have to do a better job coaching, playing, for us to be successful. So it was good to bring Mitch in and his leadership and whatnot, but we all know that we got to do things the right way.
How tough is the spot as Walker Little, kind of in the contract year? Hasn't really had a shot at really locking up a starting job. How tough is it for Walker in this spot?
Walker's done a great job with the role he's been asked to do, but since I've been here. But that doesn't mean that the competition is locked up in any way, shape, or form for this upcoming year. He's done an excellent job in OTAs. So is Cam, and Anton really hasn't done much just because of what's been going on with him. So he's been getting a lot of reps and showing what he can do. And Walker has played a lot of positions for us, and to his credit, he's handled that like a pro. But we're excited for the direction of where he's going, because he is a really good football player. And once we can get him settled in and play in one spot more, I think he's going to take off.
It seemed like Cooper Hodges was really heading in the right direction last year. Injury kind of derailed him for a minute. Has he picked up where he left off?
Yeah, Coop has done a really nice job coming back. I think that the first week or two he was a little bit, how's my knee going, where's my knee going kind of thing, and now he's really he's in a position where he's playing some pretty good football. We've moved him around. He's playing both guard positions and center, and he's playing with some confidence, and he's doing some good things. So
he's working at center? Because that's new for him. He's played all over the line. He hasn't played center before that.
If you're not a starter on the interior line, you got to play center. So I mean, in order to get a jersey on game day, because I mean, just with the way the injuries and different things, I mean, you just got to. So he's taken that role and kind of run with it a little bit. So it's been fun to watch that. Go ahead.
Different as you're Cleveland, like obviously coming in the middle of the season, kind of on right and injuries as well. Do you feel like we'll see a lot more this year?
Oh yeah, I think that Ezra came in and he was a little banged up, and then it kind of a couple things snowballed on him, but I think that he's right now looking as good as I've ever seen him, and I mean, I was with him in Minnesota for a couple of years, and he was playing some really good football while we were there. And I think that he's to a point now where he's going to play some really good football again.
One of the things that Mitch had mentioned that he wanted to accomplish during OTAs was that the O-line had one heartbeat. Do you feel like the O-line will be able to accomplish that during OTAs?
Yeah, I think that as OTAs wrap up, I think the camaraderie-ship, the unit play and whatnot have really moved forward. But I think that like training camp's the true test. I think that you're in pajamas in OTAs. I mean, you can't hit anybody really. You can't. When you put on the pads, that's when you develop a heartbeat. That's when you develop identity. And we have to do a better job forming an identity. We got to be a unit that is respected amongst the league. And I think Mitch comes from a unit that's like that, and I think that's what he's getting at when he makes a comment like that, is that we have the opportunity to start who we're going to be, but that ends in February, so we can build through there.
Is there a way to build that effectively with the entire line? Because obviously you have 5 people working together, but to have it so that if one person does go down, maybe it's not as difficult to kind of get back to where they were a bit less more.
I think that, yeah, yes, but I think that there is a way, and I think that as we go forward, we're playing people at other positions that they're uncomfortable with, so that if there are things that happen like what happened last year where we just had injuries that kind of just snowballed on one another, people are not doing things for the first time in a game week, that they've experienced it in OTAs, they'll experience it in training camp. And that's what Doug has really done with there is no depth chart. I mean, if you went out and saw the offensive line that went out there at practice today, the 5 guys who started were 5 different guys at 5 different spots. Have never done and that's how OTAs has been. I mean, we've just been shuffling the board to make sure that we're finding out who could do what the best at different spots. And that's so that if there's anything that were to happen where we snowball and we end up having to play as many combinations as we did last year, it's not as much shock and awe as it was.
What have you thought about your rookies so far?
They're great. They're rookies. They're learning. We had to teach them who was in the division. That was. We had to teach them what the AFC and NFC was. That was new for me. They're learning, so they're good. Vaughn's been great. Vaughn's been really studying. He's been playing both tackle spots. He's been doing a really nice job. And then Steven's got a chance of being a pretty good football player. He's a solid inside guard. He's a little heavy right now. He's just got to cut some weight. I think up in Oregon he packed on some pounds. They call him Grizzly Bear. So he had to stay warm up there. He can lose a couple pounds in training camp down here, and he'll be fine.
Grizzly Bear is a good thing to call it an offensive lineman, right?
I mean, yeah, that's one of the better nicknames we have in the room. So it's pretty good.
There was so much talk about the run last year. What's your confidence level that it improves? And
I'm extremely confident it's going to improve. I think that the run game last year happened for a lot of reasons due to circumstance and different reasons, and some things were in control of the run game, some things were out of control of the run game. I mean, there were certain things that, we ended up having to throw the ball a lot at the end of the year sometimes, and there's all different things. And but I'm really confident in where we've gone this offseason with it, and how the players have bought into what we've been teaching and talking about. And we're going to pare down the run game a little bit. In paring it down, it's going to expand different things that we can do, if that makes any kind of sense, in the sense of formations and movement and shifts and different things, so that we may not run as many concepts, but we're going to nail down what we do, and you're going to have to stop what we do.
So it's more than just a personnel ad here and there.
No, it's a whole. Every year you got to reinvent yourself.
Sure.
Every year you have to form a new identity, become a new and. There was a time last year where we were running the ball pretty good, and then the end of the year we weren't good enough, and we got to find a way to be consistent from the first week to the Super Bowl, and that's the goal. And I think that the way that we have you dropped something. The way that we have worked as a unit and worked to build into what TJ does well, what Tank does well, what Dearness does well, what the new guy does well. We feel good about it.